Hi, my name is Sofia Negri. I'm a PhD candidate at the School of Geography at the Queen Mary University of London. I'm in my first year as a PhD, starting fieldwork next week, and my project the title is Changing Workplaces and Transforming Labor Politics: the Digital Urban Spatialities of Delivery Platforms in Argentina. So the case that inspired the project was that during 2020, the first year of the pandemic, there were these regional strikes in Latin America done by delivery platform workers, from which then a transnational organization emerged, this alliance called Unidos World Action. This alliance integrates platform workers organizations from different continents, but mainly from Latin America. And so I'm going to analyze from workers' organizations in Argentina, how they came to build solidarity in the country, but also with organizations in other countries of the region, building this transnational alliance. The project has three main dimensions that relate with digital urban spaces. The first one is that before analyzing the politics of workers organizing, the idea is to understand how they experience the workplace, understanding that workplace in these type of platforms, delivery platforms, are digital urban workplaces, and the spatial organization of these platforms constructs fluid workplaces that produce new grievances for workers that have to do that they experience all at the same time in the same workday, the algorithmic management and the control mechanisms from digital technologies, but at the same those policies, the algorithm management is producing urban spaces in a way for workers to transit during the workday, and they are facing grievances and dangers from these both sides, understand as one whole production process that goes through digital urban spaces. Then the second dimension is try to understand the digital urban and multiscalar politics of workers, so how they are using the characteristics of this workplace, this digital urban workplace for organization. So on the one hand, we have the use of digital technologies such as WhatsApp groups, Zoom as a platform for coordinating online meetings across countries to organize strikes, to make decisions, but also at the same time, while workers are contesting the conditions of their work conditions in the platforms, they are at the same time subverting and contesting the technologies that are used for their exploitation. And the idea is that this all happens mainly through the smartphone. So the smartphone as a type of, as a space that is also kind of antagonistic, because it includes the apps and that are controlling and exploiting workers, but also is the main tool for this workers' organization and building of solidarity networks across geographies. And the third dimension has to do with trying to bring into these studies, these platform organizing studies, feminist perspective. I'm going to use a workers' inquiry approach, which is based on doing co-research with workers, trying to analyze their grounded experiences. But the idea is to bring into that approach a feminist perspective, understanding that feminist scholarship and feminist politics are useful for many things in these topics, particularly because it includes the crossing of public and private spaces, going to customers' house, but also being in urban public spaces. It also affects the way these workers experience intimacy, because WhatsApp, which is a personal space, also becomes a political space for their organization. And then also because platformization is in many cases allowing for an outsourcing of reproductive tasks that were before performed by women in the house, unwaged women in the house, but now are outsourced by also performed by unwaged workers, which are also mainly migrants. And during the pandemic, many more women have started working in these platforms. And so also feminist scholarship is useful to trying to understand the industry and the place it has in a more economical sense. So these are the main three dimensions that I'm going to be exploring. And yes, I'm very excited to be starting fieldwork in a week. So that's all. Thank you so much.